everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome back to another Ask Think episode. This one is for April of 2016, and I really hope April is warmer than March. It's crazy because December was quite warm, and then we get into March, and it was freezing for most of the month. I don't understand. All right, enough about the weather. Okay, so last month I asked you guys, what's the favorite thing about your life right now and why? And I was really impressed with the answers, guys. So we'll start with Olivia Rokup. And she says, my favorite thing about life right now is the fact that I live in a really happy, healthy place. I was not going to say where, silly goose. Where I live has been great. I've noticed all of us are unique. And my culture here, I don't think I'll ever leave here and live somewhere else. I love the place I can call home, and I hope you feel the same thing. And same thing goes for all of your fans, subscribers, friends, noodlers. Noodle on! And that's amazing that you feel that way already. As a younger kid, I moved around a lot with my dad's job. And, you know, I bonded with my friends and things like that. But I don't think I was ever really in a place where I was like, oh, wow, you know, I don't think I would ever want to move from here because I moved so much. Now that I live in Manhattan, I really love living here in the same way that you do. I mean, there are just so many things I love about living here. Of course, my friends and family, but also just the diversity of the city and the city life itself. I kind of wouldn't want to live anywhere else either, although I would trade the weather here for maybe some California weather, to be honest. The Blue Ninja MC says, the favorite thing about life right now is that I'm living. Why? Because it's pretty great to live. And that's an absolutely valid answer and actually a good one. Mad Zombie says, my favorite thing about life is everything. Well, not school, but I need it. I love my family, my pets. I love watching my favorite YouTubers such as you and Dan TDM. This could go on forever, but I think you get the point. And I think I get the point. You are a happy noodler. Noke703 says, my favorite thing about life at the moment is being happy and healthy. There are so many people with diseases and without homes. I'm glad just to be normal. And this is what impressed me about so many of the answers is it was about health and family and friends and not like, you know, my new iPhone or, you know, the newest game that I just got. So anyway, my Super Noodles Ninjago says, my favorite thing about life right now would be my friends. I made new ones coming into this school year, and now I don't know what I'd do without them. They support me, laugh with me, and they're always encouraging me to work on my artist skills. That's awesome to have such supportive friends, and to have any artist skills is awesome too. I'm actually really envious. Messy Bun CP says, my favorite thing about life right now is watching YouTubers. It's amazing how someone recording themselves can brighten your day. And I get this all the time in my emails or even on Twitter that people will send me messages and say, oh, you know, I had such a bad week and I watched this video and I really like the part where this happened. It really made me smile, made me feel better. And I love that I can brighten your day. Monkeys United says, my favorite thing about life right now is gaming and being with my grandparents. Gaming with your grandparents too? Anyway, being a young teen is so cool. I don't get so much homework and I have a lot of time gaming and being with my family while keeping ahead in school. You're only a kid for 18 years, make use of it. And Monkeys United, that is some advice for all of you to take. Enjoy being a kid when you don't have responsibilities. I mean, okay, listening to me, who plays video games for a living, probably not the best person to be saying that, but you know, this is a job. There are stresses and deadlines and things like that. And you know, sometimes you miss your childhood, even though I sort of live it every single day. Yay! Slimy Emerald, it says, my favorite thing in life right now is counting down to the Olympics in Rio 2016. I just love the idea that all the countries in the world come together to have fun instead of fighting. Well, except in boxing, there's fighting in that. Every day I come home from school, I go into the Rio 2016 website after watching Thinknoodles first, and small things like test events just excite me. London 2012 was great, and I know Rio will be the same. I remember when my sister and I were younger, and we would come home for the summer when we were living abroad, and that was like It's about a 3-week period, and that was like what we did for 3 weeks straight was watch the Olympics religiously. I mean, we just loved the Summer Olympics too. So Laura Johnson says, answer to this week's question, I have to say Disneyland. I know, it's kind of a weird answer, but it's basically my childhood. To this day, I still wish I could go to Disneyland every summer. I've been there a lot. I literally cried during the 60th anniversary fireworks. I was there 50th, and wow, I got emotional. Seriously, is the happiest place on earth. Even better than Disney World. Now, I do have to sort of stop you right there, because Disney World is better than Disneyland. No, I mean, of course, it's up to each person. And I've been to Disneyland California Adventure, and I've been to Disney World. And my wife and I have a special place in our hearts for Disney World. We went a lot when she was in college. We went almost every summer. And yes, okay, we're a little bit old, but hey, kids at heart. JIC says, my favorite thing about my life right now is that I can choose what I want to do. I'm a freshman in high school, but I get mostly to pick my own classes and electives. And that's great. And as you go on to college, you're going to get that as well. In the beginning, there are required classes, and the first 2 years, you kind of have to take some stuff you don't want to. But man, the last 2 years, you're going to love it for the same reason. And your classes will be even more focused and specialized. And you're really, really going to enjoy it. But Draggled Bedside says, well, my favorite thing in life right now, it's the fact that I'm so lucky to have such luxury. What do you mean by luxury? A home, food on the table, a loving family, supportive friends, clothes, especially love. Aren't the little things in life the most essential part of our lives? Sometimes we're taking our blessings for granted, and when we lose them, it's too late to get them back. So true. Isd said, that's it. Spring break, spring break, spring break, spring break, spring break. Yeah, that's my favorite thing today. And as you guys can probably guess, my favorite thing in life right now is this. Talking to you guys, playing video games, having fun all day long. It's amazing. I can't think of anything else that I'd rather be doing than this. Now for next month's question, it comes to us from Bridget Donnelly, and it is, what kind of stuff do you think will be popular 100 years from now? I.e. types of music, types of games, types of dance moves, and get creative. Oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna come up with an answer for that myself. Now, before we get to the questions from me, I wanna remind you to leave your questions in the comments below so I can have something to answer in the next episode. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, if the comments on this episode of Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your questions there. And the first one comes to us from Never Upload and asks, how old were you when you met Rochelle/Think's wife? Well, I've known her for a really long time. I guess I was 18, and we met through her family, and that was like a brief thing at Universal Studios. And then it was like 5 or 6 years later when we met up again and realized that, we kind of liked each other. Zain Bukhari asks, since you're left-handed, do you have troubles with that, like ink on your hand after you write, etc.? Of course, although these days I don't really write much on paper. However, there is one thing that I have a lot of trouble with, and it irritates me so much. So in our apartment, we don't have a dining table because we're only going to be here for a year, and it's not that big, and we're going to be moving to a bigger apartment, and we just didn't want to buy a table. So we eat, there's a little countertop bar, and we have 2 stools, and we just sit there because we don't have a lot of dinner to guess. It's just the 2 of us. But there's a slight problem with that because I'm left-handed and my wife is right-handed, and she insists, and I am not kidding because I've tried it, she insists on sitting on the left side of the bar. So I have to sit to her right, and we always bump elbows. Oh, it drives me crazy. The only time it works is for some reason I eat with a fork. I could switch it to my right, but it feels a little awkward. But when we eat anything like noodles, which I would eat every day if I could, but she won't let me, I use chopsticks right-handed. So when when we're eating noodles or some sort of Asian food and I have chopsticks, we're okay. It's just when I switch to a fork and she's got a fork, does not work. G the Riot asks, hey Think, have you built a PC and was it worth it? Well, you guys might have noticed in the last episode, I did have a new computer based on the frame rate. Yes, I did build it myself, and so far it's been worth it. I really am able to play games that I wouldn't have been able to play before, and I saved a little bit of money by building it myself. Mr. Goldenmine asks, can you solve a Rubik's Cube? P.S. I got a record under 20 seconds while I was watching you. Well, I hope I inspired you. However, it wouldn't be my Rubik's Cube skills that did so. I can solve one, but I have to have the PDF open on my phone telling me what to do. Pizza Cake 80 asks, how do you feel when you're recording talking to us, your computer, and no one's there? It's odd. I think in the beginning, I struggled with it a little bit. I was really nervous. And even then, I sort of imagined all of you where you are right now. Of course, there were far less of you, but I still imagined that you were there, and it made me nervous. It doesn't make me nervous anymore, but I still imagine you sitting there with your tablet, with your headphones on, or in front of your computer all the time when I'm making videos. Starcrafty asks, what's the saddest movie you've laid your eyes upon? I don't know why I did that. Well, it would have to be Marley and Me. That movie ripped my heart out and stomped on it on the floor. It really, really, really was a hard movie for me to watch. Flamethrower 12 Ramsey asks, next month's question, what do you do when you're done recording for the day? Well, usually when I'm done recording for the day, I edit and then I upload. But I think what you mean is, what do I do when I'm done with everything for the day? Like the day's work is done. That's usually around, it depends on the day, but between 3:30 and 5 p.m. I grab the leash and Kopi and I head outside for an hour to an hour and a half for a nice long walk. Comedy King asks, Think, have you ever been to Disney World? And if so, what was your favorite ride? That's only one question because I've already answered the first part. My favorite ride at Disney World was, and probably still is, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin, because it's interactive, because I've maxed out the score before. Cedric is cool asks, do you take it as a threat when people say, put things on Ask Think or I'll unsubscribe you? No, I mean, and I get that with Minions as well, and I can understand and sympathize because your comments are swimming in thousands of other comments, and some people feel like they have to do something like that to make their comments stand out. The problem with that is, if you say that, I'm actually most unlikely to put it in the video, because if I do, then other people will see it and say, oh, he did that because they said they were going to unsubscribe, so I'm going to put that in the comments. So yeah, it's not a great strategy. Carissa Stowe asks, what is your absolute favorite song as of right now and why? Right now it'd have to be Some Nights by Fun. And that's because I know it's an older song, but I'm working on a parody for you guys, and I've just finished the lyrics for it. And so I've been listening to that song a lot over the last 2 to 3 months, and I still love the song. Hannah asks, what did your first computer look like? I think I've posted this before, but it's been years. My first computer was an Atari computer, and it looked like the image that you see on screen right now. Olivia Sherman asks, if you were to get another dog, what breed would it be and what would its name be? Well, if I got another dog, it would definitely be a golden retriever. Now that I've had Kopi, I can't get any other breed. They're amazing, amazing dogs. As far as the name, I don't know. I would have to get how about Kopi 2? Kopi 2. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now, but that's because like I'm rubbing my feet on Kopi right now. Claire Napier asks, dear Thinknoodles, have you seen The Fuller House on Netflix? And if so, did you like it? Yes, I have, and yes, I did I haven't watched all of the episodes yet, but my wife and I are enjoying them a lot, and Samoa's. Oscar Chavez asks, hey, think any tips for a noob Yorker? And I assume that's someone in New York who's never been here before. You know, one of the tips are we are not mean as New Yorkers. We're really nice people, and we're willing to help you guys. If you're lost, don't be afraid to ask for directions, because it's pretty confusing, I know, but we're willing to help. That said, you know, try and keep the pace of other New Yorkers on the sidewalk. We tend to have a pretty quick pace when we walk, and when people don't maintain that pace, it does annoy us a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Now, a bunch of people asked this. I grabbed a couple of the comments, and if you didn't know already, Minecon is going to be in Anaheim, California this year. This episode's all about Disneyland, isn't it? So yeah, Disneyland is also in Anaheim, and people ask, you gonna go? At this point, I don't know. My wife and I have a planned vacation accordingly, of course. But we're going away for a month from August to September, and we weren't scheduled to come back until the Sunday of Minecon. Now I'm trying to push that back so that I can come back maybe on Thursday, but we're bringing Kopi with us, so we both have to come back. That way I can get to California for the weekend. At this point, I don't know, but I'll let you guys know when I do. Tech Oben asks, hey, think to use a PC or a Mac? I actually use both. Roman Masali asks, what equipment do you use for YouTube? Microphone, photo editing software, recording software, and etc. And, well, my configuration is pretty non-traditional. So like I said, I do have a PC and a Mac. I love editing on a Mac because of Final Cut Pro. I also like the speed of export with Final Cut Pro. So what I do is I have a PC, and I really use that just to literally play the game. From there, I run a cable into an Elgato. Fuzzy likes how I say it. And I know it's supposed, well, I mean, because they put it together as like one word, but, you know, Elgato is probably how I should be saying it, but I don't know. It just, Elgato is how I say it when it's put together. Anyway, so yeah, so that runs into the Elgato. Then from there, it comes out into my gaming monitor. And the Elgato feeds into my Mac, where I capture the gameplay from my PC. I told you, non-traditional and complicated. And I also use my MXL USB 009 microphone and Audacity to capture my voice on the Mac. And yeah, I think that covers everything. Oh, photo editing software. I use Photoshop to edit my thumbnails. And Diamond3 Dragon 1 asks, what's your PC specs? I'm looking for a good computer that runs Minecraft on 2000 FPS, and you have one, so yeah. Well, the two most important parts of my PC and any PC are the processor and the video card. And the processor is an i7 6700K, which is a Skylake processor. And my video card is an NVIDIA GTX 980 Ti, and it's it's EVGA hybrid, which is a water-cooled version. Vanilla and Chocolate asks, why you play Super Smash Bros. On Hypixel server, but not Wii U? Tons of noodlers want you to play it. Well, I actually have Super Smash Bros., and I wanted to play it for Fan Choice Friday. Unfortunately, I'm still sort of, I don't want to say arguing, but discussing with Nintendo their claiming of my videos. Unfortunately, almost all of the videos that I have that have Nintendo games in them have now been claimed by Nintendo as copyrighted. And I'm trying to figure that out so that I can manage that, because I don't like having copyright claimed videos on my channel. Howlheart asks, think who is your favorite Undertale character and why? Ooh, man, I like Alphys. But you know what? It's Papyrus. And the reason is because you try so hard at everything, you just gotta love it. Tabby in Boots says, I see in some of your Things Lab videos, real people are there with usernames. How do you get into Things Lab videos? And I saw you don't have Twitter based on the replies, but that's how I do it. Whenever I'm gonna do a Things Lab that's gonna have or need people in it, I go on Twitter and I say, send me your IGNs. And when people respond, then I just put them in the video. So if you wanna be in a Things Lab and you have Twitter, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Links are in the description. Nehemiah Owens asks, did you play Minecraft in 2014? Yes, I started playing in December of 2012. And Win DePello asks, what made you do Minecraft in the first place? And for those of you guys who've been around a really long time, you know the answer. It is you guys. The first time I played Minecraft was my 20,000 subscriber special, and it was because everyone was asking me to play. Dr. Slime Studios asks, what mods do you usually use in your Things Lab series? Well, the ones that are always there, one, Optifine, because it really does help with the frame rate. Two, custom NPCs is invaluable in that type of video. I usually use item physics so that the drops don't spin. They sort of just fall on the floor with physics. Then I use, if it's a 1.7.10, I use Cam Studio and Freeze Cam. Those are almost in every single episode. Jack the Bat 45 asks, have you ever faced a hacker in Minecraft? The fact that you don't really PvP brings me to believe you haven't, but I feel like you have. So have you or have you not? My instincts are killing me. While I do PvP, I've probably placed 50 plus hackers by now. Yeah, I mean, when I used to play Hunger Games, I used to see them fairly frequently. But actually, I remember a couple of Ask Thinks ago, I did the Hypixel, or maybe it was the last one. I did Hypixel's party games or something, yeah, the party mode. And there was someone in there that was that was hacking, because you could tell when you're supposed to knock them off of something, they were just standing there in the middle. And but I still beat them in the end, even though they were using a hack client. Frazee says, what do you think the Noodle Planet will look like in 100 episodes? Probably just gonna have a bunch more chests and crafting tables strewn everywhere. Blazing Pig says, think my microwave just broke and I was just about to make popcorn. What do I do? Doge Wow says, use your Blazing Pig to heat it up. Yes. Mianora asks, how did the Noodle On thing start? That actually started as a result of a suggestion at the end of Ask Think. I think it was Wasp125 said, you know, they got Waddle On and Club Penguin. Your thing, Noodles. Why not try saying Noodle On at the end? And I tried it, and the rest is history. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer in the next episode. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. And of course, Noodle Line!